right, let's see if we can see him. I hope you guys got to see those duckies. I've been watching them, like, that's been the spot for that little duck family ever since most of those were ducklings. So I've been watching. That's their little secret spot, because they could just feed on stuff. The slough's gotten a bit full, so, there's plenty of plant life and insects and whatever ducks eat. I think about it, whatever ducks eat. There was something actually, I was reading a number of stories today, and something hit me about it. Like, this has really been sticking in my craw, the Daily Wire and this thing about the MGTOWs and the manosphere and all this stuff, and then not getting married, and then it's evil to, and now I get it, the idea, evil to go against what is one of the holy sacraments, that marriage is a holy sacrament in Christianity, and so to stand up to say just don't do it, it's inherently bad. There's a reason why any good believing, any good solid Catholic hearing a man say that, and that the man would say, "Oh, I'm conservative too," but then would say what they're complaining about. They're right. They're right about what their summation. You're asking for something evil, because what you're asking for is to seduce women, and seducare, to lead astray. And as Davis M.J. Arini had brought up once and taught to everybody. Oh, Davis. Anyway, hope he's doing okay. I hope he's good with God. I hope he's good with himself. Anyway, so the thing I was thinking about is then taking a look at, like, Biden using now the EPA to alter the way that houses will be constructed, or what they, that you have to do all these things to make them green in the future. So really the federal government is now absolutely being used sort of against the benefit. It's being used against the people. It's being used so that you have this constant siphoning of funds, the skim. Because the green scam is now turning out to be a scam everywhere. One of the recent stories now is that the methods of carbon offsets is mostly garbage. There's no way of actually calculating carbon offsets. Most of the companies that say they are engaging in carbon offsets don't have good records on it. It's just a way for the market that trades in carbon offsets. So the carbon tax and trade and offset market, it's just a way so that guys like that's how Gore has become a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire, is from the carbon offset market. He just trades MacGuffins. He trades MacGuffin activation. That's what they are. Not even MacGuffins. It's MacGuffin activators. MacGuffin modulators. That's what it is. It's MacGuffin modulators. That's what they're trading in when they're trading in carbon offsets. And now it's just solidly almost so because the trad cons can't get past, well, anytime old women start complaining about something, you'll sit there and say there's probably some reason to listen to them, when they keep proving no, there isn't. It's their self-interest and their lack of knowledge of science and economics that's actually coming through. So we keep having to deal with this over and over and over again, these ideas of women who've become liberals, and they're old and they're fat, and and then they poison the minds of the young towards science and economics and tradition and history. And so you get this issue of, so you do all understand that McCarthy should go, but you won't do anything about it. You won't call him out because that would be rude, and it would be problematic in some way for party politics. Damn it, I left the fucking heat on. Oh, I knew I'd start doing that. Knew I'd start doing that in the fall. Oh well, it's okay. And so now, and then, we see, oh yeah, look, Sununu is an asshat. I have directly now heard a very specific set of conservatives, or a specific conservative who, I talked him up big. I talked up what he said big. Been in his streams. He's even mentioned me, caused me to look into historical documents. So I can't be that mad at him. But I mean, he himself was like, oh, Sununu is a solid conservative. And I'm just sitting there like, Sununu still exists? Isn't this guy 120 years old now? What the fuck? But that's the issue. See, there's not really, the conservatives are kind of right wing. There's no point at which they have the honest conversation. Maybe there's something to the fact that really a large portion of both men and women shouldn't go to college, that this should be about the top third of society should be going to college. You don't even really, it's there's no point at which you expect the old conservative, or even the relatively, 40-something-year-old conservative, to say something that'll make you laugh out loud like, damn, that was based. You don't expect it. And so there's not something kind of funny. There's not kind of this sense you understand those of us who are normal people who just don't want to be tyrannized by all of you with college degrees. We know a lot of you shouldn't be in charge. We'll fight you. We'll fucking fight you. And a lot of us we're built better than you, as we do physical labor. We'll fight you. And then there's a degree to which there's some of that to it, where it's people can say what they want about Andrew Tate, but Andrew Tate is more right wing than a lot of Republicans in the United States. He seems to get it better than people who've been in politics and have been writing about it and commenting on it for decades. He tapped directly into the youth. He's tapped directly into them. So then there begins that heuristic. Oh, so the liberals say this. And so the conservatives are supposed to say, oh, well, okay, we're going to close that department down now. That's it. The GOP should be like, oh, you're going to do that with the ATF. We're shutting you down. The idea that there shouldn't be a government shutdown. This is, McCarthy, he's always trying so hard. He's fighting for this and he's fighting for that. And he's not. No, he is trying to see if he lays on his back and puts his legs in the air, will somebody scratch his belly or his neck? Will they give him a biscuit? Maybe they'll give him a bag of gold bullion like Bob Menendez got. Who knows what he's looking for? Whatever he's looking for, it's something very close to defeat, maybe adjacent to it. Maybe it's living next door to total defeat and everybody having to let their sons get raped by their teachers once a year, in celebration of Pride Month or something. Or the Holocaust or something, who knows? It's maybe both. Now it's your turn to get fucked up the ass, Gentiles. So, so the conservatives and the GOP need to understand. It's no, you guys, this is Archie Bunker time. And for those, and as long as this is understood, no, it's time for Archie Bunker time. As long as that's understood, you're fine. You don't really have a problem. This is one of the biggest issues is, no, you don't have a problem. You just aren't making a decision. That's what it is. And you can't go up against us. You can't say, oh, all these new people who are new to the party, and it's like, oh, was your party shit? Was your party shit, and people who work for a living didn't feel that it represented them? Oh, I'm sorry, that's our fault, huh? That's our fault. That's our fault that you just let the Democrats have the working class, and for because you keep insisting on these empty platitudes about patriotism, and but you won't shut down the federal government. You won't you won't drown it in a sink. You won't do that. And that's there needs to be the Republican who I will drown the federal government in the sink. They have to over and over and over. We are going to shrink the Pentagon. That's what they have to say. We have to shrink the Pentagon. We have to shrink the Pentagon's budget a lot. They have to say a lot. Capital LOT, because everybody else deserves that money more than the Pentagon. The Pentagon's not spending it well. It's just not. We all know that. Anybody who's been in the armed forces constantly tells us civvies, no, you would be amazed at how stupid the expenditures of money are. You would be amazed at how much of this money is just going to just hucksters. Which now that's what the Republican Party is pretty much, is these hucksters and people just sitting there, like with trying to basically buy their wife a nice car for her retirement. Well, my wife really wants, like, she wanted a Boxster, but they don't have those around anymore, so thinking of getting her a Tesla. We made a lot of dividends on the recent war in Ukraine, and looks like that's going to keep paying off for us. And inhale through mouth. An overweight boomer, inhale through mouth. And so so it's just this entire idea. So get married. So what kind of advice is this? Who's it coming from? Who's the advice coming from? From somebody who's more than willing. Oh, you should get married and have kids so that me and my friends can draft them and send them off to some other country, so that to make it, like, apparently Israel or Brussels happy. White man, what you need to do is die more for Israel and Brussels. How you gonna pay all them black people all that welfare? So, yeah. All right, later.